Good afternoon, Rincon Mountain. My name is Kevin Dane, and I'm the Director of Disability Ministry Coaching at Engaging Disability with the Gospel, which is our denomination's national disability ministry. We support churches and help them learn how they can best care for, disciple, and enfold kids, teens, and adults with disabilities. I wanted to start today by just giving you an update. In my last video, I had asked you to pray for my granddaughter. She was experiencing some medical difficulties. I wanted to let you know that since that time, the doctors have figured out what's going on. She has radical celiac disease, and it was making it hard for her to eat. But by changing her diet, they've been able to get a hold of it and manage it, and she's doing so much better. So thank you for praying for my granddaughter and for our family through that. I was preparing for this video and thinking about missionary prayer requests in general, and I know that often our missionaries ask us to pray for specific people that they're ministering to, and that really helps us know what's happening on the field. And I wish I could do that when I share these prayer requests with you. But the reality is that we are always dealing with medical diagnoses. And the families and the churches that we're working with ask us to keep that confidential for reasons that we all understand, right? So I can't share names or even specific stories with you. But I thought that by asking you to pray for two specific groups of people, it will help you pray well and to understand more of what this ministry is all about. So these are two groups of people that we find ourselves coming alongside churches to help them learn how to care for them well. So the first group I really want to ask you to pray for would be for our young adults who have intellectual disabilities. The season of life of being a young adult and having that intellectual disability is often very difficult and very lonely. For many of our friends, they've grown up in the church, and what they are experiencing now is that their friends are going off to college, beginning their careers, getting married and starting families, and they feel left behind. They wonder if they are ever going to get married. They wonder if they're going to have a career. They wonder why their friends don't have as much time for them anymore. And so we come alongside churches and help them figure out ways to build what we call social scaffolding to help our young adults build meaningful relationships and friendships within the context of the church. So please pray for our young adults. Pray that they can continue growing in grace. Pray that they can thrive at church. Pray that they can make friends, meaningful friendships at their church. And then pray for our churches as they seek to care well for them. The second group that I would ask you to pray for today would be for our seniors who have a dementia diagnosis, and for their caregivers. This is, of course, a very difficult season of life for anybody. And we find that our churches do a really good job of praying for them, for providing practical support like meals or transportation. But the piece that often gets overlooked is intentionally discipling those who have the diagnoses. With some creative thinking and some intentionality, it can be done. We can find ways to help them continue knowing how much Jesus loves them, even as the disease progresses. We also find that our churches tend to forget about the need to provide support for the caregiver. Caring for someone with dementia can be a 24/7 reality, and it's hard to get away for Bible study or even to worship. In short, it's hard for the caregiver to continue growing in grace. And so we work with our churches to help them find ways to do that as well. So today, I would ask you to pray for our dear friends, our dear loved ones who have a dementia diagnosis, that they can continue growing in grace. Please pray for their caregivers, that often their spouses, that they would see God's daily sustaining grace, and that they too can continue growing in knowing God's love for them and their understanding of God and of His Word and of His people. And then pray for our churches who are striving to intentionally provide that kind of care, to make sure that they continue to disciple our loved ones who have the dementia diagnosis. They continue to enfold their spouses and their caregivers. I hope that helps you understand a little bit about our ministry, what we do, but more specifically, praying for our dear friends and for the churches caring for them. Thank you so much for lifting me up in prayer, for lifting our ministry up in prayer. Words fail to adequately express how much it means to me. I could not do this without you, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you, and God bless you.